Unladylike Opinions. With this is Black Ink Crew Chicago, Season 7, Episode 3. What happened with us? Okay, the episode starts off with Ryan talking to his lead artist about setting Dunn up with a job as being the event planner or whatever. And he said Dunn would have always have a space at his shop, and then Dunn walks in and Ryan stands on the table so he won't look so small next to Dunn, because he always looking so small next to Dunn and for, so he stands on the table, right? So he tells Dunn he want him to take on the event planning, that way he won't have to be there all the time. He can work remotely so he can still run his gym or whatever. And they start fake crying and playing crying, saying that, I can do what I normally do, and that's turn up. And then, Dunn says that, tells them that he's going to have a soft opening, for his gym coming up. And he tells one of Ryan's employees, I forgot her name, that, he can help her get some thighs on her. And she said she want a big horse booty. And he was like, he looked at her like, yeah, I can help you get you a little horse booty or whatever. She said like a big Megan Thee Stallion booty. And I'm like, okay, Dunn, you over there, playing, but Ash could come around that corner quick on your ass. But then we get to Charmaine. She's running her radio station out of her tattoo shop, because they doing a radio station remotely. And she FaceTimes with an artist whose name is now Heaven. I can't remember his name before he was Heaven, but he's in the stage of transitioning to be a full female or whatever. And he said he was happy to be living his authentic self, and when he put the wig and makeup on for the first time, it was like he was living his full life. And Charmaine wants him to come back and work for her. And he said he was definitely down to come back work, but he was gonna have to be part-time. And and she understood. She just was glad that he was willing to come back. So Ford walks in the 9 mag, and Ryan hollered out, "You drifted in here like you on Franklin, like you was Franklin Saint, from what's the name of the show? Lord, how I forget the name of the show, and I love the show. I don't remember. Ford said he hadn't talked to Nina in 2 days. 2 days now, and he burnt out on arguing. So he tells them the conversation went left, and Dunn said, "Now don't tell me you better not tell me you to disrespect somebody's mama." And Ford said, "No, me and her mama was cool. The conversation went good with me and her. It was me and Nikki that was arguing in front of her mom." And he said he walked off and got him a hotel and didn't come home. Dunn said he would rather him take some space and gather himself before he do something stupid. But, she's still having your baby. And, just take what she's giving you while she's pregnant on the sake of your child coming here, not in no stress, and her having a stress-free birth. And Ford said he sees how things is going now, and how much control she has over So he been researching parental rights, and he wants to have a say so in his son's life. So he wanted to get legal paperwork done, so she won't be able to take his son whenever she feel like it, and not let him see the son. So Dunn tells him they are better off just being friends until they figure out whatever that is that they going through. So we back at Second City Ink, Charmaine's shop, and it's empty as hell. And Drea is like, "This is embarrassing. Ain't no supplies or nothing." And Kitty walks in talking about some, "Hey y'all." And Drea was like, "Hey y'all, ain't nobody here with us," or whatever. And I'm like, "Ain't nobody here but y'all too." So Drea ain't really feeling it. And Kitty talking about how she planned. This not how she planned the shop to be. And I'm like, I really want to know what does Kitty supposed to be doing, because it don't look like she doing nothing. Then Charmaine won't let her do much, but then she ain't doing nothing no way. And in walks Prince's brother. I don't forgot his name. And he is the piercing artist. And, Kitty says that Charmaine picked him or whatever, and it seems like she doesn't have a say-so into anything or what's going on. And I'm like, she told you that already, but whatever, Kitty. And he walks in with a client, And when he go set that client up, another client walks in for him, and then another client walks in behind her. And Kitty was like, dang, Johnny is booming or whatever. And she told us she didn't sign up to play receptionist, but because that's not in her job description. And I'm trying to figure out what is her job description, brand manager, and I don't see her branding anything, but okay. So Drea asks, how does a client book an appointment? And Kitty says, I have no clue. I'm the brand manager, not the manager. Lord, I'm so sick of hearing this title. So they don't have a manager. And Drea says she understands how, what all Charmaine is going through. And Charmaine just needs to pass the torch to somebody else that can, handle some of the things. Because obviously she can't handle everything. So now you see Ford in the studio laying down him a track or whatever, and he still ain't went home or talked to Nina. So he gets a text from Nina, and she's saying, she's moving out, and he gonna say she add more problems to him, and she been wrong the whole time. And I'm like, what the hell? I would have thought that's what you wanted her to do, was to move out, but you would have knew that it was coming to this point if you actually picked up the phone and talked to her, but you hadn't talked to her and you hadn't been home. So what you thought? What the hell? So he gets in the studio and he rap about the situation with him and Nia, and he said all the arguing is not good for his mental health, and he think they may need separate places because he don't want to argue in front of this child, because he's seen some stuff he should have seen when he was young with his parents, and it still haunts him to this day. And so you see Charmaine walking in with a man and his kids, and he is a tattoo artist that she is interviewing. But she gets a call from her dad, and he tells her about the test. They ran some tests, and he feels like he ain't gonna make it, and he never felt this bad before. And so she's crying, and Kitty has to walk in, and get the client and tell him, come on or whatever, because Charmaine is like in her feelings right now. And so he tells her her dad tells her not to cry, and there isn't anything that they can do. She said she was trying to keep working so she wouldn't shut down like she did when her mom passed. Then Kitty walks back in and hugs her, and she tells Kitty she's going to have to reschedule the client. And Kitty wants her to know that she has a team and she should let them help her. But Charmaine is in the mindset that she going to have to be able to navigate through this no matter what is going on, because this is her business. And Kitty says Charmaine needs someone, but obviously she doesn't think that it's her. Duh. And so Charmaine tells Drea she is happy she is back. And Drea says, well, I did notice some things that are missing that we need or whatever. And she said she didn't want to tell her the shop was, icky, but the shop is icky. Put the S in front of it if you want to, SH. And Drea wants her to let her help her. And she was like, the stencil machine not working, no green soap, no gloves, no this. And I'm like, Charmaine, now the gloves and the soap and all that, they can bring their own, but like the stencil machine, come on now, Charmaine. How they gonna stencil out their tattoos? They gonna draw them on the person? I mean, they can, but who got time for that? So they talk about the tattoo convention, and Charmaine was like, this is her first time and she's nervous. She don't really know how to fill out the paperwork. And Drea asks, is each artist gonna have to pay personally, or is the shop gonna pay? And Charmaine was like, each artist gonna have to pay. And Drea had this look on her face, but then Charmaine was like, we'll talk about this when the shop, y'all so busy, we'll talk about this when the shop doesn't have any clients in this. And of course Drea agreed. So Kitty telling Prince that she want to learn how to tattoo, and Prince said the day she learned to tattoo is the day he gonna jump into Lake Michigan. And Kitty say he gonna have to jump in there like Apollonia did on Purple Rain with no clothes. And he said, what? I haven't even seen that movie yet. And he was like, just because my name is Prince doesn't mean I have to watch the movie just because my mom and dad probably watched it and named it after me. And I'm like, boy, that is a good movie. So then Kitty gets a call, and it's Steven with his shirt all off, and Prince was like, what's up, Big Steve? And he said, this man is all ordered up, or got his chest all ordered up for a FaceTime. So he over there doing webcam. And I tickled. And so Steven had to go back to London. he was in Second City, but when the pandemic hit, he had to go back to London. But him and Kitty kept in touch, and they are really good friends now. So she tells him how things are going at the shop, and she said he's supposed to teach her how to tattoo. And she said they mess with her a lot by not knowing how to tattoo, and she tells him that this will be good for her as brand manager. We hear his name again. As brand manager, this will be good for her to learn what they are going through so she can, be able to, assist. So he tells her he's going to be very hard on her and he's going to ride her and stick it to her. And she was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And Prince looking like, what the hell? And so they flirting or whatever. And then the producer asks if Steven is her London boo. And she was like, no. And so Ford goes over to the apartment. He sees them getting Nina stuff and moving her stuff and packing it up to move it. And he asks, can they, give him a second with her? And this Negro gonna say, oh, you really finna leave without saying bye? Man, what I tell y'all with a TOEFL, I ain't gonna say it. So you ain't been home in a few days. How was she gonna say bye to you? You ain't been communicating with her. How was she gonna say bye to you, sir? Talking about he didn't realize how serious the text message was. Boy, bye. So he said he didn't want to argue with her because she is pregnant. Nina said it's too late for him to be uncertain. And if he just wants to move around, then just say that. Like, come on, bruh, just say that. And he said he tired of arguing. He loves her and he doesn't want her to move out. And he wants a paternity test so he can have parental rights. I don't know why I can't say that word. He wants to have parental rights and he don't know what. And I don't know what world Ford is living in right now. I mean, I understand or whatever. And Nina said that Ford is the only one she been with in a whole year straight. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm not mad at Ford for wanting a DNA test. I would recommend that everybody in this type of situation would get a DNA test so you won't be on paternity court later and you find out later on after you took care of the kids for like 5 or 6 years that that kid ain't none of yours. I would recommend that because, baby, if it was me and I was in that situation, you asked me for one, I'd give it to you because what I'm gonna lie for? I tell people that all the time. I ain't finna lie about who my baby daddy is, which I would never put myself in that situation. But, some people, it is what it is. Some people, it happen like that. But, I don't know why I talk fast like that when I'm going on and on. But it just happened like that. I don't really, what the hell? But anyway, back to this. So, he said he could have responded sooner. And I'm like, you think? So he said the child doesn't need to suffer, so he gonna bite the bullet and he gonna be the one to move his stuff out. And so Don shows up to Charmaine's shop and he said he respects it, how it looks, and he's proud of her. And then they asked him, like, what took you so long to come see the shop? And he said, they needed time to hear from their past or whatever. Like, yeah, like the lies you told. And he said, she is still his sister, a sister that you slept with, but set yourself out. And he respects her and her family. So then her phone rings and it's her dad, and she was like, her phone rings like this all day because she had to take care of everything with her dad, and it's the neighbor. And Don asks her, how is your dad? And she gives him the rundown about the stage 4 cancer, and she has to piece things together for him all day. She said he requested to go back to Louisiana for hospice because that's where they're at now. There's nothing else to be done. But he wants his sister to come live with him as he live out his final days. And she said it's hard for her to send him away with him being so close to her now, but she doesn't want him to suffer and she wants to respect his wishes. Don said he commends her because she has come to peace with the next process, and she reminds him of his wife Ashley when she was going through this with her mom. They didn't find out that Ashley's mom had stage 4 cancer, kidney failure, until she passed away. And Charmaine asked, how was Ashley doing? And he said, she started working out. She was like, yeah, I see you getting her together, and she looking real good out here. And she tells him she's seen his gym stuff on Instagram, and then that's when he invites her to come to the gym opening. And then we get over there to 4, and he's at the shop getting ready to tattoo somebody. And he said he's not going to make the same mistakes as his father. He going to be there for his son no matter what. And then Ryan pops up on him and says he does. And Ryan Ford was like, Ryan wanted to talk to see where his head was at. And he was like, he doesn't want to talk about it right now. He just wants to work. And Ford said they going to have to find a way. Him and Nina going to have to find a way to come together in peace and argue less. So Charmaine is over there playing with her baby, and when Neek walks in, and she tells him that Dunn invited her to his grand opening, and Neek said, that ain't nothing nice about that. He's scumbag vibes. He on his whole family and spread lies and put a body on your name. Neek said they shouldn't be supporting anything he does. Neek said, leave all that in the past. He said, we are a unit, and if somebody hurts you, they hurt me. And he going to put himself in a position that he's not going to put himself in a position to get hurt again. And there's no room for someone who doesn't deserve her love or her respect. And I was like, bam, you hurt your man, Charmaine. Come on, move on. Like, I understand what she's saying with Dunn or whatever, but the way the stuff played out, like, that wasn't cool. Like, Neek gonna have to figure that out, because Charmaine did know them before you, but then again, she was sleeping with them, but I don't know how that's gonna work out, but something got to work out. And so over at Dunn's gym, he is so happy that today is the day of the grand opening. He wants the whole neighborhood to know that they are here, and he wants everybody to know about the way of getting healthy and fitness and all that or whatever. And in walks a producer with bad news, and he tells him that one person tested positive for COVID, so they have to shut the whole operation down. Dunn said, dang, over one person? We got too many folks coming. You got to shut it down. They was like, yeah, we got to shut it down. He said it was the greatest moment for him and his team, and here go Corona with her stinking ass messing things up for him. And he said this is why they test everyone before the opening, but now he got to call and tell everyone not to come. He tells Ryan, he calls Ryan and tells him, Dad, they shutting down because somebody tested positive. And Ryan was like, yeah, people don't understand, but that's the same thing happened to me. I had to shut my shop down because of the same thing or whatever. And he said, I'm still proud of you in the same breath. You did this or whatever. And no matter what, I'm still proud. And, Dunn frustrated. And he was like, just call Charmaine and tell her that, the grand opening is not going to happen. And he was like, I got you, bruh. And Dunn said he was frustrated, but, he going back to the drawing board. And that was the end of the episode. Well, that was my review of Black Ink Crew Chicago. And like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will get back with you guys later. Bye.